looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6-point party.
Yo, let everybody go.
Nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
Hi, I'm Maxx and welcome to part 2 of how I made the 50 years of hip hop mixtape in Ableton. But before we get into that, I've been asked by a few people about the video editing process. What you're seeing on screen is the video edit. The completed 57 minutes audio mix is the waveform you can see at the bottom in green. All those bits on the timeline are all separate videos. Once the audio mix was done, I had to sync every music video to what I did in the audio mix. And as you can see, that's hundreds and hundreds of videos. In some cases, 4+ songs are playing at once. And that's 4 videos at once in the video editing software on different tracks. Once I finished editing and syncing the video and intros plus the outro at the end, the project was sent to Michael Gray, a producer at the BBC, to frame the videos and add some extra graphics. Also, I've got to mention here the superb graphics work done by Adam Dampier. So, back to the audio production. I'm going to go from the 90s up to 2023, and I'm going to show some of the more interesting parts and some of my favourite mixes. It's a pretty simple mix here, but I really like the way these two fit together, A Tribe Called Quest and Boogie Down Productions.
Before this, did you really know what I was? Comprehend to the track force, why? Cause as the tribe flies high like a dove.
Yo, let everybody go.
And that bit you just heard, it's the end of the Dream Warriors song. It's just to signify the end of 1990. I tried to leave like a natural gap or a pause to signify where the years were going to change. On this part, I had to rebuild De La Soul Saturdays. I really wanted the scratching loop from that song in the mix, so basically I restructured the song. Then the brand Nubian instrumental loop is in the same key as the Saturdays vocal. So on this part of the mix I wanted to put in Biggie Juicy. The original version of Juicy sounds pretty lo-fi, so when I put it in I thought it sounded rough compared to the rest of the audio quality of the mix. Even the remaster that I found of it sounded pretty raw. I guess that's how it was recorded in the 90s. Anyway, for those that don't know, the sample that Biggie uses in Juicy is Entombed Juicy Fruit from 1983. So I went and found a high quality version of Juicy Fruit, the instrumental version, chopped it up and added it to the Biggie a cappella. I bring in the bass line a few bars earlier than Biggie's original version just to speed the mix up a little bit.
The limousine, hanging pictures
up with 213.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Marley Marl.
So in the mix, most of the songs wouldn't just mix straight in smoothly in the original form. So most of the time I had to re-edit and reconstruct the songs to fit into the mix how I wanted. Here's an example of that with Skilo's I Wish, where I used multiple versions to create a drum intro and an outro that fits with the incoming song.
I wish I was a little bit baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat.
Not going to say too much about this bit, I'll just let the video do the talking for me. It's just an example where there's a lot of songs coming in and out really fast and you can sort of see on the Ableton timeline what's going on. And it's got one of my favourite ever hip hop songs on this part, Camplo Lucchini.
Me, I'm super fly. I can't stand the rain. Old Missy try to maintain.
This is it, what? Lucchini pouring from the
the sky, let's get rich, what? The Jiki Vines and Sugar Dimes can't quit, what? Now pop the cork and see the Vega and get lit, what?
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes.
I think this is the only point in the whole mix where I changed the key of a song to get it to fit. Mace Feel So Good was a semitone too low to mix over a key. It's been a long time. So I put it up one semitone so the keys would fit. The sample that Mace uses is Hollywood Swingin' by Kool and the Gang, and oddly enough I ended up putting the Mace sample back to the original Kool and the Gang song sample key, as the Mace version is actually a semitone lower. Have a listen and you'll see what I mean.
Time for us to, yeah.
This is a part where I chopped up the tracks quite a bit. It's where the BPM changes into the next song as well. Don't know if anyone noticed, but when he says drum roll, I actually make the drum roll.
Unfold, intro on drum roll. The beat unfold, intro. Big records.
On this section, a lot of the songs had the same vibe and similar keys, so there's a lot going on. There's also a big drop in BPM leading into it.
Till I die, I gotta stay. Till I die, I gotta stay. Till I.
There's quite a few tracks at once here, so I'm going to solo the individual tracks and give you a better idea of what's going on in the mix.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling.
This part is a similar breakdown to what you just saw before. You can see visually how multiple elements make up this part of the mix.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And on this bit, to make the song do what I wanted so it would fit in the mix, I isolated the synth riff and I filtered out the bass so the synth riff would fit over the nice synth chords of Fashion Killer, which is underneath. And finally, here's an example of how I rebuilt and chopped the drums from Old Town Road. There's a large change in BPM here. It had to drop down a lot to get into the song. So I build the drums up slowly into Old Town Road as the tempo changes downward.
I got the horses in the bag, horse stock is attached. Head is matted, black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch. Now, can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing.